Abide with me, fast falls the eventide. The darkness deepens, Lord, with me abide. When all the helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, so abide with me. Hold thou thy cross before my closing eyes, shine through the gloom and point me to the skies. As morning breaks and as the shadows flee, in thy faint death, O Lord, abide with me.
Chief Chukwumerije, Dr. Kem's father, was a chief of the old block. As such, he raised his children very well, made sure that they are well trained in decent disciplines. His choice of disciplines for his children, I'm not sure that actually that Nkem decided to be a medical doctor by choice. If you ask him, he will tell you. I'm not sure that his sister also decided to be a medical doctor by choice. I'm not sure that his brother decided to be an engineer by choice. And I'm not sure that his elder brother became a professor of law by choice. Ditto the other sisters. Their father was a man who planned his life. He planned, he discussed everything, not that he forced his children in certain things, but he had a very cordial relationship with his children. He discussed everything. And he wanted his life and his family to be well represented, and his grandchildren also. And all our friends and people who met him will not forget that they met a man who was very simple, who was very religious, a leader of his people, a guy who trained his children properly, who did not have a regret at all. I was with him a few months before he died, and we discussed death and everything. Now that he's dead, I thank you guys for coming here to celebrate his life. Thank you for coming.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for coming out to celebrate Daddy's life with us. Just have a few things to say about Daddy. One of his favorite sayings was, "Do good, no matter to whom." That was exactly how he said it. And he definitely lived that way. He did good. It didn't matter who it was. In fact, if you came to his home in the village, the first thing you see inscribed, walking into his compound, it's inscribed on his gate coming in, "Do good, no matter to whom." And he lived it. It didn't matter who it was. As his daughter-in-law this past years, I've seen him live this in so many ways. In the past 2 weeks, we've talked to so many people. There's been so many calls and visits, and it's been so heartwarming. I thought I knew this man, but some of the stories I'm hearing, just from people, just recollecting what he's done for them, their families, strangers, it's been chilling almost to me. Just 2 days ago, I was talking to a gentleman called me, not that much older than my father-in-law, in his early 70s, and he kept saying to me, "Do you realize who died? My father died. My father died." And he shared this just amazing story with me of how Daddy has been a blessing to his family. That's the kind of person he is. He was, still is, because his legacy lives on.
Okay, good evening, everybody, and thanks a lot for coming to be with us, the Chukwumerije family, to celebrate the life of a great man. That title was actually chosen by my younger brother. The celebration of a great man, I think, that is what it is. I was thinking about it. My father is very unconventional. Him and I always have a lot of good time. We joke a lot. We talk about the church. That's our favorite topic. We talk about the Bible. And my father will question everything. Why is this structure in the church? He will say, for example, why are we meeting in buildings? But when he reads the Bible, he says people were meeting at homes. So it's very, very inquisitive mind, And so when I was thinking about this, I said, why do I get a minister from the Methodist Church? I said my father wouldn't care. He would just care that somebody who was prompted by God would come and speak. And then I got the prompting. I said, you know what, I'm going to go and encourage people. So if I fail in encouraging you, it's because I'm taking a risk. Because honestly, I for many, many years, I thought this would be the worst day of my life, The reason I say that is that my dad is my best friend. Really, he is. For many years, him and I would talk about different things, we would have our times, we would talk about life. So it was very difficult, very difficult. I couldn't even imagine today, but for some reason, I don't know why, except for the fact that I would say that this must be what they mean by a peace that passes all understanding. I know you guys have heard about that many times, but have you experienced it? Yeah, if you have, then that is, I'm not the next person that is experiencing. I have peace. I have peace because of a few things. Because I had a very good experience. My dad died at the age of 78, but most of you might not know that he actually had a stroke in his early 50s. So for another 20-something years, he lived a good life. Those were the 20-something years that most of the people who gave their tributes here, talked about the experiences with him. He was laughing. He was laughing until the end. And he left on his own terms. So the Ugumba, the leader, Ugumba, the wise man, and all that wisdom is housed in a jar of clay. That means our body is very fragile. And if you're familiar with clay, it belongs to the ground, it's dust. So all of us here are housed in jars of clay. I hope we recognize that. No matter how little you are, time will come when you will lose the beauty. And then time will come when you will exit like Ugumba. So as I was thinking again, very close to that scripture, another one came and said, though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. That was very encouraging to me. So Ugumba that I saw on the WhatsApp picture was wasting away, outwardly, what I could see. But inwardly, it was being renewed day by day. So what we are seeing is the physical, but spiritually, even though the physical is deteriorating, the spiritually is increasing. So I got very encouraged by that. Very, very encouraged. And then I was wondering, because just so that I give you an idea of the man we're dealing with here. I had a sister that was visiting from Nigeria with her family. They came on a vacation. They had another 10 to 14 days to stay in my house. When they heard that Ugumba was very sick and I showed her the WhatsApp picture, the next day she changed her flight and took all her children back to Nigeria. Said she cannot be there, there's no way. This is one of her children, one of his children. My brother in Houston left the day after that. Everybody, so we are 6 siblings, 5 of them, except for me, was actually around his bed when he passed. So that was a kind of painful. They kept texting me how painful it was and all that. And I was thinking about it, and then as usual, a word came and said, how foolish. What you sow does not come to life unless it dies. The body that is sown is perishable. It is raised imperishable. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power. It is sown a natural body. It's raised a spiritual body. I was encouraged again. That means the man that is passing, I was just looking at the physical rather than looking at the spiritual. It was the transition of the man. And if we think about it, we Christians are in a journey with Christ. We are trying to follow the footprints of Christ. But sometimes we forget that the footprints of Christ leads to death. Christ died. So if you're really going to follow him, you're going to die. So when he was dying, like most of you know the story, on the foot of surrounding him was Mary, his mother, Mary Magdalene, a friend, and John the brother. So Jesus died surrounded by friends and family. Ugumba died surrounded by friends and family. To me, that was encouraging. So my sadness turned to joy. So a man who has these qualities of Christ, on his time of exit almost in the same manner as far as I'm concerned. So I don't see the physical, I see the spiritual. So what is the hope for us? You know? And then finally, there is a word for that. It says, so we fix our eyes. So no, it said that the spiritual did not come first, but the natural. After that, the spiritual. The first man was of the dust of the earth. The second man is of heaven. This is Corinthians 15. So I will repeat it. The spiritual did not come first, but the natural. And after that, the spiritual. The first man was of the dust of the earth. And the second man is of heaven. Meaning that the first man is housed in a jar of clay and is going to go to the dust back. But once he dies, he comes back a spiritual person who is different. So my hope is to fix my eyes, therefore, on what is unseen and not what is seen. What is seen is that Ugumba is passing. But what is unseen is that the margin on the other side is the second Ugumba in a spiritual manner. So 2 Corinthians 4:18 says, so we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. And that is where my hope lies, and that is the word of encouragement from God. That we will pass through the journey with Christ from the beginning, through death and through resurrection, and we'll finally meet in heaven. I'm going to hang with him in heaven. I have no doubts about it. So despite these spiritual insights about Ugumba's life, death, and future hope, it remains painful to lose a father, mentor, and friend, my best friend. Our only consolation is that he lived a fulfilled life. Despite his human imperfections, he lived just like Christ. Like Christ, he was very forgiving, compassionate, gracious, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness, with his God-given talents. I've had an exceptional privilege of experiencing my dad. I really did experience a man like Christ. Thank you.
lift our voice to thee, O Lord, today we sing with one accord to guide us through thy storm and all thy will to shine as one. Open more here. Hi, Chief. What's the pressure? Hi, Mr. Chairman,
chop money.